I think Dave Chappelle is really smart. I found this meme, I guess. It's a picture with words on it. Is that what a meme is? I don't actually really know, but whatever. So I found this on the internet the other day and I had to put it on my Instagram because I needed to share it. Basically, it's a quote by Dave Chappelle and he says, "Our culture has accepted two huge lies. The first is that if you disagree with someone's lifestyle, you must fear or hate them. The second is that to love someone means you agree with everything they believe, say, or do. Both are nonsense. You don't have to compromise convictions to be compassionate." And I was like, that is the most eloquent way I've ever heard anyone say any of that stuff. And I thought it was the best thing ever because I feel like that's how I feel a lot of times lately. I feel like people just for some reason have migrated into this like conformity type of attitude, and I don't understand where America has gone because America is like the land of individuality. Like, go follow your American dream, go do whatever the fuck you want, be whatever you want. Like, people come to our country because we have freedom. Like, I don't understand this whole, like, it's like the most free country in the world. Its citizens, at least some of them, have decided to go and crawl in this tiny little box and just shove themselves in it and hide in there and then just be afraid of everything. And get mad at everyone who doesn't fit into their box with them. What the fuck? So that actually really kind of makes me angry, and so I feel like I've been angry a lot lately. And when I found this quote that Dave Chappelle said, I was just like, finally there's somebody else on planet Earth in America who gets it. So I found two things that I've seen a lot that I think might be contributing to this crazy horse shit. One of them is called groupthink, and it discourages creativity and individual responsibility. And I think this is the type of thing that happens when people, like, they don't like something in their life. So then they start, like, just blaming external forces for their problem. No matter if it's other people, other groups that they don't like, or people that don't think the way they do, environmental circumstances, social injustices, apparently, just things that they think that they can blame and then put a spin on it and then make it work for. This is where that narrative thing comes in. People making up excuses to fit their narrative. Like, I really don't like that kind of thinking because I think it corrupts and hurts the person who's doing it, for one thing, because they're sort of subscribing themselves to this idea that if they don't think the same way as the group or movement they've decided to join, they're a bad person. And that I think is truly what's dividing everybody and making people like me super angry because I'm like, I'm an individual, thank you very much. Don't put me in a goddamn box. Don't look at me and assume you know shit about me. Think for yourself. Like, whether you believe God put you here or that the Big Bang put you here, whatever you believe happened to put you on planet Earth, you have a brain that you can use. No one has control of your brain, okay? Like, unless you're in a cult. Stop it. This is really fucking dumb that in 2019 I have to fucking say this kind of stupid shit. Like, this isn't, you know, back in history when people actually didn't have rights. You know, this isn't that time. This is fucking modern fucking times. Like, anyway, the second term that I came across that's kind of got this same thing that might be behind all of this nonsense is hive mind. And hive mind is a little bit less destructive in my opinion, as far as like, it's more just like asking a group of people for advice, which in itself is not destructive because say like you have a hobby, right? And you need some advice on how to do something in that hobby. So you would ask like a panel of experts, basically. So you ask the people that also share that hobby to give you some advice, because the advice they give you, they probably know what they're talking about. So in that sense, the hive mind is not a bad thing. However, if you use the hive mind like you shut your brain off and you only do what they say, that's when it becomes bad. So the fact that it produces uncritical conformity and collective intelligence, that's when it turns that corner to that extreme, like, I must believe everything these people say because they're smart. Like that, you don't have to jump off the deep end and do that. I mean, you can like take their advice for things that you need advice for, but you don't have to, like, you know, jump off a collective bridge with them if they say that jumping off a bridge is the correct thing to do. Like, that's ridiculous, right? So the first part of his quote, when he said, if you disagree with someone's lifestyle, people think you fear or hate them. And it's like, that's why everyone keeps calling everyone else a white supremacist. That's why everyone keeps calling everyone else a bigot. It's because they don't agree with their thoughts 100%. But you're not supposed to. Can you imagine, okay, if we lived in a world where everyone thought exactly the fucking same, that would be like if we were all programmed as robots. To, you know, you enter the program in and you upload it to all the robots. Then they would all think the same. That's literally stupid, because we're not robots, we're humans. We're supposed to like feel things and have different thoughts. I don't understand why different thoughts is now like, oh my god, just cancel that person because they don't think the same as me. Like, are you stupid? Come on right now. Like, really? Jesus Christ. No, dude. The whole point of humans being interesting is that we have different ideas, so we can like talk to each other and share different ideas and learn things from each other instead of like tearing each other down because we have different ideas. That's ridiculous. That's what really bad people do, okay? Don't be a really bad person. And the second part is very, very true, because I have friends that I don't completely agree with everything about all of the possible topics on Earth. I don't agree with them on every single fucking thing, but they're like my close friends because we both have like a mutual understanding that they're allowed to share their opinions with me, and I'm not gonna rip their fucking head off for having a different opinion. And the same goes for me. If I share my opinion and it's different, they're not gonna fucking, you know, crucify me or some shit because I don't agree with them. Jesus Christ. I said Jesus Christ and crucify in the same thing. Funny. Even the person I married, my husband and I, when I first met him, I was one political party and he was the opposite. But I liked his personality and I liked when we talked about stuff. So the fact that he was on the opposite political party as me didn't fucking matter. And now my political party has changed because the one I used to be, now they've just like gone off the fucking deep end, jumping off a cliff. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. So I changed to a different party. And it's still, I don't think the same as his. But we're still married and we don't have fucking fights over, and our house doesn't goddamn explode just because we're like not listed as the same group. Like, who fucking gives two shits? And also, my parents were different religions. They got married and they're still married. They don't give a fuck. Like, it's fine. And I don't remember them ever having any arguments over, you know, whose religion was better than whose. Like, they didn't care. Like, they liked each other's personalities. They fell in love and they got fucking married. Like, Jesus Christ. So I think it's possible to do everything Dave Chappelle said and still be on this earth without having to deal with these stupid little, like, groupthink and hive mind crap. Like, and I also think that I don't think that it's that important to fit in with everything. Like, I am an individual and I do the things that I like, and if some group doesn't like me, well then whatever. They don't have to. It's like, that's the other thing. You don't have to like everyone. Not everyone has to like you. It's okay. It's okay. I am always nice to people until they give me a reason not to be nice to them. So the second the name calling starts, the second, you know, the childish arguments, people start yelling at you when they don't have any factual information or anything to like actually like debate you with, and they just start name calling you. When that kind of horse shit happens, I'm like, okay, now it's free reign. Now I don't have to be fucking nice to you because you decided to be an asshole starting from the minute that you called me a name, right? And I also, if I don't like something being done to me, I will try my very hardest to not do it to someone else. So, because I'm human, I make mistakes. I know I'm not perfect, so sometimes maybe a little something would slip through. But for the most part, if I hate something that someone does to me, I will try my hardest not to do it to them. And I feel like that's where a lot of the hypocrisy comes in with a lot of these little groups where they're like, fat acceptance says they don't like fat shaming, they don't like body shaming, which that's good, that's correct, no one should do that. But yet the problem is they turn around and they body shame fit people, and they body shame before and after pictures, and they body shame people that are happy that they lost 14 pounds, and they body shame everyone else, and so then it becomes free reign for people to be mad at them because they literally just did everything to everyone else that they didn't want people to do to them, and that's what makes people angry. The thing I put at the end of the Curvy has been hijacked video about the merchandise thing, it didn't actually work out, so that link doesn't work anymore. I'll take it out of the description box, but in case you're wondering, that's why. I don't know if I've ever said my name on here, but I'm Veronica, and this is my channel. I have a headache. Remember, be civil. Do not act like a stupid, entitled, whiny little asshole, please, for the love of God. And I will see you on the next video.